All right, so moving on to the final segment, we're going to switch gears to the world of wrestling, and I'll be sharing my WWE Saturday night's main event summary. So I'll be sharing my summary on the 5 matches that took place on this latest Saturday night's main event card. Starting off with the opener in tag team action. We've seen Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker defeat CM Punk and Sami Zayn in tag team action. Now, I thought this was a good way to kick off the show, the tag team match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus the team of Punk and Zayn. Now, I thought this match really could have had the chance to main event, but it went to Jey Uso and Logan Paul instead. But I thought this was a really good paced tag team match. I liked the spots. The spots were really tremendous in this match. I liked how Braun Breaker launched himself off the apron onto Sami Zayn, basically colliding with him on the announcer's table. You also had CM Punk hitting a code red, pulling a move out of Roxanne Perez's playbook, hitting a code red on Seth Rollins. Then the tornado DDT that Sami Zayn hit on Braun Breaker off the ropes was pretty tremendous as well. But I knew, when I talked about this match last week on the podcast, I knew there was going to be a third member added. I thought it was either going to be Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes, or Drew McIntyre. Well, I was wrong of who was going to join, but it was Bronson Reed who returned back, I think a little earlier than expected because he had that ankle injury during the War Games match last year. But he took out CM Punk and crashed and burned him through the barricade, which set up for Braun Breaker hitting the spear on a distracted Sami Zayn for the win. And it's crazy because Bronson Reed was just feuding with Seth Rollins 5 to 6 months ago. And now he's added to the faction of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman. This faction should take over Monday Night Raw. I've seen enough. Put the tag team titles of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and have Seth Rollins win the World Heavyweight title. All 3 of these members of this new faction dripped in gold with the greatest manager of all time, Paul Heyman, by their side. Chef's kiss. That's not overcomplicated booking whatsoever. Can you imagine? Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker would never lose the tag team titles if booked correctly. And Seth Rollins has already proved that he is the greatest World Heavyweight Champion since the title came back to the WWE in 2023. Man, the money is there for that. Go ahead and strap all of them with championship gold on the Monday Night Raw roster. In the next match, you had Zelina Vega successfully retain her Women's United States Championship against Chelsea Green. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a good program on the Blue Brand of Friday Night SmackDown between Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green. I feel like that the story is still out, and they could continue the storyline down the road, but Chelsea Green is 0-5 against Zelina Vega in one-on-one competition. I thought the match was decent. The flow of the match was okay. I like the spot where Chelsea Green power bombs Zelina Vega on the outside of the ring off the ring apron. And the botched 619 towards the end of the match that Zelina Vega had on Chelsea Green, I think she accidentally kicked Chelsea Green in the nose, and that led to Chelsea Green having a broken nose. And you can see the blood coming down her face. But hats off to Chelsea Green, not letting the moment affect her. Still finished in the match strong. Zelina Vega hitting the code red off the top rope for the finish was pretty good. I think Zelina Vega is going to move on with the United States title. I think this feud for now is over on the Blue Brand with Zelina Vega retaining the Women's United States Championship. Next match, you had John Cena defeat R-Truth. Now, R-Truth coming out to John Cena's music and John Cena's type of gear. I think his name was Ron Cena for the night. That was funny as hell, copying John Cena's entrance with wearing the jorts, the colored shirts that John Cena normally wears. But I don't know how to feel about this match because I think it lasted, 3 to 5 minutes. R-Truth hitting the comeback on John Cena's comeback on John Cena, then hitting the Final Shuffle, then hitting the AA, and then getting the near fall out of the AA, then hitting the STF on the submission hold on John Cena, his own finishing submission move. That was good storytelling for his childhood hero copying him. But John Cena obviously picked up the win, which was predictable. Complaint number 1, why not make it more dramatic having the WWE title on the line? 1. 2, I see why people are really getting upset with John Cena's heel run. I think the execution of it has been poor at times. And don't get me wrong, it was a great idea to have Cena turn heel, yes. But how the execution was when Cena turned heel unpredictably that night, joining The Rock and Travis Scott. Then The Rock not joining Cena's side at WrestleMania, basically bailing on the whole idea afterwards because the WWE needed to raise their ticket prices at Elimination Chamber. Bullshit, Dwayne. But the fact that John Cena keeps using the same tactics as a heel to bash somebody or try to bash somebody's skull in with the WWE title or hit a low blow to win matches. Okay, I get he's playing the heel part, but the execution of this is kind of getting stale. We need to see something new, something fresh of this heel run, or fans are going to get tired of it. So, wasting one of John Cena's finals appearances on a 3 to 5 minute match with R-Truth kind of left a stale taste in my mouth because I did support this program between Cena and Truth. But now it's like, are we wasting Cena's final run here? What are we doing, Triple H and the WWE writers? We got to have the GOAT on a strong send-off here if you're going to have him continue as the heel continue with the heel persona. Because fans are going to get tired of this shit real quick. But move on to the next match. You had Damian Priest defeat Drew McIntyre inside of a steel cage match. Now, thoughts on the match. This was a perfect way to end the rivalry between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. They have been feuding for the last 12 to 14 months realistically, going all the way back to the Money in the Bank cash in at WrestleMania 40 Night 2, going all the way around with several matches, several moments where somebody's costed the other a championship opportunity. It all ended in the steel cage match. And Jesse Venturia's commentary at Saturday night's main event showed why it is important to have heel personas at the announce table with the headset on calling matches, because he was so pissed off that Damian Priest as a babyface walked out of the steel cage to win the match against a depleted Drew McIntyre that he already finished off, and he wanted somebody to either pin somebody, submit somebody, or climb over the cage instead of walking out the cage door. He was pissed, but that's what WWE commentary needs. But this was a violent steel cage match. I mean, you had the spots of the perfect south of heaven that Damian Priest hit on Drew McIntyre. Then the suplex that Drew McIntyre hit halfway off the cage, crashing and burning down on Damian Priest. All picture perfect suplex that Drew McIntyre hit on Priest. Then Damian Priest got hit with his own South of Heaven by Drew McIntyre, and there were several near falls in this match, but it ended with the chairs being involved and Damian Priest hitting a concerto on Drew McIntyre. Even Michael Cole touched up on it. Remember, Damian Priest joined the Judgment Day, or he joined the Judgment Day in 2022. But the last time we seen Damian Priest hit a concerto was when he smashed his former mentor of the Judgment Day, Edge's head in years and years ago. And that was a good call back there. But I thought this was a tremendous match. And it looks like Drew McIntyre is going to need some well-deserved time off, healing from this injury. But hey, I did like this match between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Great match. And that was clearly the match of the night on the Saturday night's main event card. And in the main event, you saw Jey Uso successfully retain the World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul in the main event, Saturday night's main event. Now, I thought this was a really good match between Jey Uso and Logan Paul. A lot of people that try to discriminate the match and downplay the match, but you guys know deep down that Jey Uso can wrestle. You know deep down, as much as you hate and despise Logan Paul, he is a great athletic wrestler and could go have better matches than a lot of people on the main roster for somebody that's only had 3 years of in-ring experience. But as I digress, I thought the matches were pretty good. You had Logan Paul, what do they call that move? The Buckshot Larry. Try to hit the Buckshot Larry clothesline on Jey Uso. And Jey Uso caught him with a super kick that nearly scored the win for Jey Uso there. Logan Paul hitting a near fall after Jey Uso got exposed into the turnbuckle, ran shoulder first, and then Logan Paul hit his finishing KO punch on Jey Uso. I thought a new World Heavyweight Champion was going to be crowned there. John Cena and Cody Rhodes interfering in the match, helping John Cena helping Logan Paul, and Cody Rhodes helping Jey Uso, returning back. The last time we saw him was all the way at WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Jey Uso retained the World Heavyweight title here, is setting up for a big tag team match between Cena and Paul against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. I have no problem with that tag team match. John Cena and Logan Paul, I think, can make a pretty good team for one night only. And Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are former tag team champions when they won the titles nearly 2 years ago. So I think that's a big marquee match, tag team match, that has the two world champions occupied, and then having the rest of the card focused on the Money in the Bank men and women's matches. You can't go wrong with that. For a card that's probably only going to be 5 matches. So I think that's a big tag team match for Money in the Bank. But overall, at a grade, I'll give this event, I'll give it a B. I'll give it a letter grade of a B. And I just feel like this wasn't a PLE event type of atmosphere, and it's not supposed to be because it was on NBC on television. But it just felt like an upgraded TV episode of a Raw or SmackDown. And John Cena and R-Truth, their match, and Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green, in my opinion, were the downfalls of the night. And the opener tag team match, the steel cage match, and the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship were the best three matches on this 5-match formatted card. And I think those were the bright spots of the matches. And I really thought that Logan Paul was this close from winning the World Heavyweight Championship when I went back and watched the match. So, tremendous stuff that we've seen from those three matches, but overall the show is a letter grade of a B. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Tom Cyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.